Gotham, a crazy podcast about DC, with your hosts E-Rock and PD. When we speak up, get your geeks up, cause you know you about to get geeked up. So sit back, relax, and get comfy. Lose your mind like Solomon Grundy, and listen to a show that won't be forgotten, coming straight out of Gotham.
Gotham City. Welcome to another episode of Straight Outta Gotham, episode 70. We are a fandom pop culture podcast and a proud member of the Batman Podcast Network, hosted by Batman on Film. Make sure you check out all the other great shows on the network by heading on over to BOF, clicking the podcast drop down. Raimi Review, Batman Book Club, ELTD, Straight Outta Gotham, Italians for Spidey. It's all there. So make sure you check it out. It's an utter buffet of podcasts, all to tickle your fancy. Let's see, where do we go from here? I am your co-host from the other side of the Hudson River. I'm Peter R. Vera, a senior contributor to Batman on Film. And today we are recording on March 26, 2022. And as always, we have a great show for you today. But before I get into the good stuff, I'd like to remind all of you, our faithful listeners, that you take to rate and review the show on iPods, podcasts on Apple, and we read your review on air. You win a special Straight Outta Gotham prize pack. So we do it every month. So make sure you get your review in because it's getting near. It's that time to crown a champion, a winner. And now, speaking of champions, let me introduce my partner in crime, the only man who outraced a train from Rockville Center to Merrick in the history of the LIRR. Ladies and gentlemen, a fellow Batman on Film contributor, Eric Holzman.
All right, this one's going to need a little bit of an explanation, I think. So
well, I don't think so. You run like the Flash, apparently.
All right. Well, not exactly. It was a replica.
A replica.
It was a replica train.
Replica train. Did it
yes.
run double A's?
And it went only like sporadically got faster. It didn't start at that speed. So I had a pretty big, nice head start, and I was able to, run from there. But yeah, that was a fun one. That one it was older in my life, so it was cool. Uh-huh. You actually got one from a more recent time, so that was fun to do.
Well, I'm glad.
I was on the Long Island Railroad today, actually. So
wonderful train system.
Very appropriate that you brought up this one on this story. I got to go into Manhattan today and hang out with Rick Shoe.
With who? Dick Shoes?
Yes, we hung out with Dick Shoes, and
that's awesome. Sorry I couldn't make it.
I know.
How was he? Was he extra dick or extra shoes?
He was a good balance of both. Good balance. But no, it was good to see him. He was here visiting with Jen and their daughter, their stepdaughter, well, his stepdaughter, her daughter. And it was just good to see him again. As you know, we saw each other a couple weeks ago in Texas, so it was just cool to see him again and see him in New York. He really loves New York, and I always like seeing people who love the city, and they don't get to see it often because their eyes just get really wide.
How was it? Was the city vibing? Was it?
Yeah, it was the first time I'd been back that it felt like old times, like pre-pandemic.
That's good to hear. Yeah. That's very good to hear.
Yeah, so it was a good day. He got to meet Andrew, a friend of ours, fellow a BOFer, straight out of Gotham. He follows all our shows, so he got to meet him.
Wonderful.
So yeah, it was fun. It was a nice day. It was good weather, so it rained a little bit, like here and there, a little storm, but it was kind of mixed and mostly sunny. So
was he wearing flip flops?
He was not, but he was wearing shorts.
Was he wearing socks?
I'm like, dude, I don't know, actually. I didn't even look and see.
Was Rick wearing socks?
He wasn't wearing loafers, though. I know that. He was not wearing his loafers with no socks on.
Okay, interesting.
That's for certain. So, yeah,
I'm glad he had fun. I'm sure he tackled the city with effortless ease.
Effortless ease.
Yes, I'm sure he just went from bougie bar to bougie bar.
No, he didn't.
Eating bone marrow and Galamad.
No, I picked Rudy's to hang out at. And if you've never been to Rudy's, it's they call themselves the oldest dive bar in Manhattan. Mm-hmm. And cool. Every drink you get a hot dog with. You can get a hot dog with it.
Okay, that sounds like the place you want to be.
So yeah, it's and the beer's cheap. It's like you could get beers for $4 or $5. You get pitchers for $12. Yeah, it's a really cool spot.
So you guys are drinking Miller Lights?
No, I was not. I drank some
German beer.
No, I drank this. I don't know. It was a wheat.
Grolsch.
It was a wheat beer. It was mango flavored. I wanted to try it. It was pretty good.
It was Grolsch. You had some Grolsch.
It was not Grolsch.
You had some Grolsch. You
I don't know what.
Grolsches.
No, it wasn't Grolsch.
You're a Grolschinator.
I don't even think I've ever tried Grolsch, if I'm being honest.
You've never had a Grolsch?
I've never. I might have, but I don't recall it.
It's always you're always like, man, I wonder what it's like to drink beer out of that bottle. That green bottle with the foil.
Oh, there's other green bottles.
Well, yeah, but doesn't Grolsch have the foil on the top? It's like a special green bottle. It's Grolsch. Come on.
I don't know. I haven't ever had it, so.
You're more of a Zine.
St. Pauli girl has the foil on top.
Does it? Okay, I never drank that. Okay,
that one does. So sorry, guys, we're like going off on this tangent.
Justin's like, "Where's the IPA talk? You guys are talking about beer that's just so."
Yeah, they had some IPAs there, but I don't like them, so it's not my thing.
IPAs.
I'm not an IPA guy. They're a little too bitter for me. But
give me beer.
But we've had a pretty exciting couple weeks here, for at least in this area, with St. Peter's of Jersey City making it to the Elite Eight in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Which is pretty cool. They're a mixture of New Jersey and New York kids that go there, and Shaheen Holloway is a guy from their coach is a guy from Queens. He went to Seton Hall, so like there's a very tri-state connection with this team.
Yeah,
and they've been fun to watch, and I've now adopted them. Obviously, they were 15 seed, and you want to see. You always
Eric loves New Jersey. Erica loves New Jersey. It's official.
It's fine. I love the underdog, so it's nice to have this story.
They're not that far from where I work. It's funny. Their campus isn't that big, so you're just kind of like, oh man, all right. Like, and bars must have been crazy. Yeah, it's like on Friday, Jersey City must have been popping.
It must have been. It must have been crazy to be there, and
Jersey City, Hoboken.
Yeah, and to be like a alum of the school now must be awesome.
Yeah.
But it actually, there's some connections to my hometown. Casey Nadefo, who's on the team, who's considered their best player. He went to Elmont High School, which is the town I grew up in.
Do you think you could take him in a game 1-on-1?
No. I'm pretty sure I can.
Like, how many? You've gotten how many championships? This guy's got. Okay, granted, it's like the Elite Eight's a big deal, right? But like, you've gotten several champions, especially Long Island champions. You're very regional. You're not, so like, you're a local legend.
Maybe it's
maybe in a horse. Maybe not, because he's probably just way more just like in shape right now at the moment. But in a game of horse, I think you'd take him.
Well, if it was a game to like first shot wins, I could hit the first shot and win, because that would probably be my only shot at winning against him. But
I think you could dunk on him.
Oh, I can't dunk.
You can dunk on him.
No.
Yes, you
not
can.
anymore.
Stop
no,
being modest. You kidding me?
I cannot.
We just talked about how you outran a train, Eric.
I explained that. Oh boy. But no, there are more guys from Long Island on the team as well. Hassan Drame and a bunch of other people went to our Savior New American School. It's at Center Reach out east on Suffolk County. So it's just a cool story for this area to have this nice New York, New Jersey kind of connection.
Yeah, let's do it.
In the tournament. Which,
Jersey, baby.
Let's be honest, the big teams in this area, which are St. John's, they didn't even make it, and Seton Hall got knocked out in the first round.
Rutgers they played in, I think, the playing game.
They got the playing game, yeah.
So Jersey basketball taking over.
Yes. So if our fans who like college basketball and you're in this area, hop on the St. Pete train, because we're St. Peter's.
It's going to be rough. Their next game's North Carolina. That's a tough.
I know. By the time people hear this, it could be over.
Yeah,
it could be done.
Well, we are rooting for them.
Yes, we're rooting for them, and shout out to them and all those kids. It's awesome when a small school like that does something like this. It goes on a run.
So fingers crossed.
That's the great thing about the tournament, right? Anyone could get hot and win, so it's great. All right, moving right along. Let's go into the news, because we have a lot of news actually that broke.
I feel like we haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, we've we've been mostly doing the Batman stuff.
Well, because it's the greatest movie of all time, a worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah, and since we've mostly been doing that, let's stick with it. Let's stick with the Batman to start this.
Yeah, baby, let's go.
This show, and of course, I'm talking about the scene.
The scene that broke Twitter.
Yes, the unnamed prisoner has been revealed.
Ooh. Who is he, Eric? Who is he?
I don't know, Pete.
Who is he?
He is the Joker, of course.
Oh!
And it was cool. It was cool how they did it with the riddles, and you figure out the riddles, and then you
I thought it was dope.
They release it. So that was another brilliant marketing strategy by this.
I just went on YouTube. It was on YouTube.
Well, that's what I did too. Like, I didn't have to do that
retroactively. I was like, was like, oh, there's riddles. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I couldn't figure them out. I was like, damn, Gotham would die if I was Batman. I was like trying to figure these out. Like, I'm dumb, but
I just was like, oh, the riddles, and then I'm like, I clicked, and I'm like, wait, I could just watch it. So I just that's what I did. I didn't figure them out. So I'm terrible. I cheated.
I didn't figure them out. I found the answers online. I'm an idiot.
But so let's start out with the look. Let's start with the look of this Joker. Now, as you all know, Pete and I got started watching Gotham, and when I saw the look of this Joker, that's what I thought of. I immediately thought of, it was probably Jeremiah more than Jerome on Gotham, and how he looked as the Joker.
Oh, God.
And not my choice, not my favorite choice, I'll say.
Love Gotham.
But it works definitely for this world that Reeves has built. So that was my initial reaction. What was yours when you just saw the look? We'll talk about the scene itself, but
actually, to be honest with you, we're on the same page here. I thought it looked like, I don't know which version of Valeska, like the stupid show did, that horrible TV show. I'm sitting there like, God damn it! Like, I love this Batman movie, and they do this Gotham, like, but it looks better than Gotham. It does remind me of Gotham. It doesn't look. I don't get people saying it looks like Ledger, like, because this thing is like hideous.
I think it's just I think it's just the scar part.
I don't even think he's like scarred like that though. Like, he doesn't have like the cut. Like I said, it's different. I liked how he looked through the glass. That, like, it looked like he was constantly smiling. It looked like he had like a clown-like face, and I thought that was creepy. The hair thing is weird. I wish he had more hair, but like, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Like, he said he's basically been in Arkham for a year. So like, that's, I don't think he's like freshly burned and things are growing back. I think he's kind of been like, this is what he looks like. Right. If he's coming, like, it's almost our anniversary. So this is apparently what he looks like, and that's fine. But he's got some green hair, and I don't know. I'm digging it. I've seen some people splice together the whole face, because we usually only see like the eyes to the nose and the nose to the mouth. Like, they never show like in full frame. And I dig it. It's cool. It's all right. It's definitely jarring. It wasn't what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting, and it definitely wasn't this. And I think you have to realize that under Matt Reeves' eye, some things are going to look a lot different. They just will. And I think you have to just trust in the process that this is what, will look good surrounded by everything else that it consists of. Like, I know some things are not your typical Bat style, but it all works, in my opinion. Like, at no point when I was like, this is like fake Batman, like, this is like, it all felt legit. And even with the Riddler being so far off in his look. So this looked like, and who knows, he almost looked like he had, like, I don't know, more of a burn victim, really, kind of like, I don't know, like the way his skin was manipulated. Maybe he did fall in a vat of chemical. Like, I don't know what happens if you fall into like a container of chlorine. I'm sure you don't get burned and everything. And
if it's not diluted.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe that's what happened, and it's just a reaction of his skin. But it was out there. It was really out there, and bravo for him for coming up with something new. And we'll see how it plays out, but I think this will be much better than Gotham. But I did get vibes of like, okay, this is like that kind of thing. This is at like a higher level.
So what do you think of the exchange, the actual exchange between them in the scene? It's obviously more him talking than Batman.
I thought it was very fitting. I thought it felt very kind of vintage. Like, I could imagine Batman going to Arkham to get the Joker's perspective on something, and this is how the Joker tries to turn it on Batman at some point, make it about him and Batman. He's got a man, a few words, while Joker's giving his mind and how he knows who the Riddler is, and he's a nobody, and then he's like toying with Batman, like what makes you think I come so cheap? Like he's just gonna be papers. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I get why they cut it. I imagine 2 scenes in Arkham with Batman and prisoners between glass would seem repetitive. If you listen to like the Batman Film Social Hour, Jet and Lauer had a good conversation on it, and they bring that up. And pacing wise, you're like, okay, that does make sense. Like I get it. It didn't really need it, and I'm fine with it. I'm happy it's out there. But again, like Matt Reeves wanted this cut, so that's totally fine. Like it's I'm sure the studio probably wanted it in there, but I enjoyed the writing. I thought it was really good. It felt like a really solid comic book like moment,
Yeah. That's pretty much how I felt too. I felt like it was a definite it was a comic book moment in the film. And
there are a lot of those.
Yeah, this movie does have a lot of those. And it didn't hurt whether they left it in or took it out. For me, I don't think it would have hurt the film at all.
No.
So I'm fine that they took it out. I think Bill also said it was supposed to be after the commissioner got killed. Like that's where it was in the film. So
and that Hannibal Lecter side is really cool. Like I like that. Like I think it's a cool idea.
Right, and I'm assuming that this could be the setup for how he's going to use the Joker at least now, going forward with whatever they do, whether it's on the Arkham show that they're doing or however they go forward with it.
You bring that up. It's interesting to me that they would make the Joker that kind of, I guess, for lack of a better term, as well. Like it's like they hold his like psychosis to like such a high level.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And he's only been in Arkham for like a year, right? Like he's basically been captured for a year. So it's like, it's just like after 1 year, like what did the Joker do? And like, I don't need to know this, but it's very interesting, like how Batman's like, okay, after a year, like this guy, like I'm going to ask this psycho about this other psycho, like it's interesting, like what the Joker did to earn that almost kind of like respect. And that's fascinating. And that's kind of what I love about the villains, are just like, I don't really need to know the villain origin sometimes. Sometimes it's cool. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Batman 89 and watching Napier fall into the vat of acid.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. And I love, I do love Batman Forever. And like I love watching Catwoman and Batman Returns fall, become a zombie and stuff. But like all those like origin villain origins, I don't mind.
Right.
So like it would have been fine, but I kind of enjoy the snippets, and I enjoyed the scene they left in.
Right.
And I'm pumped to see where it comes from, and it's interesting to me, definitely.
Do you think it strengthens that scene at the end, having this in it?
No, because I feel like, and again, like they mentioned this on the social hour, like that's like the closing of the Riddler's arc, right? Like you see what happens, it's like the Riddler didn't win because he's not like basically, the Riddler kind of, it's weird. It's kind of like a love story. The Riddler wanted to like be locked away in Arkham with Batman forever.
Yeah, he did.
Right. And he didn't get that. And you kind of see it at the end, and like, he just kind of like, but then he regains like this new friend with the Joker, right? Like really quickly, because he's just so eager for friendship. So I felt like that scene was kind of like the closure. I agreed with him on that, the closure of the Riddler. I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like, and again, like, yeah, like Batman seeing 2 different villains. Like I get it. It's almost like repetitive. It's a great scene though. Like I'm glad they put that special feature and everything, and I'm glad people have been able to splice it together so I can see the Joker's face. But it's cool. I'm fine with it. Because the movie's so good, it doesn't take away from the movie, because the movie's about the Riddler. Like
right.
The Joker comes in, all of a sudden it's all about the Joker.
You're right. Like you're right. That's what everyone would have immediately went to.
What we're doing right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, from this 5-minute scene.
We're 5-minute scene of a deleted scene of a movie that's in theaters right now that we all love. We're talking about the deleted scene instead of like, oh my God, it's made like $700 million.
It's made it. Yes, it has made a ton of money. So it's doing very well.
Basically, I think that just comes down to how positively well received this version of Batman is. Like people are really resonating to this. Even something as weird as the Joker right now and how he looks and how he's being portrayed. You're just like, okay. People are gravitating to this, and you're like, wow, Mr. Reeves, well done, sir. Well done. Thank you for the Batman.
Yeah. I know, I agree with all of that. That's this movie, and we're talking about a scene that he took out that has now been the topic of conversation for like 5 days.
Yeah,
that people just keep talking about it, and it's another great shot scene. And we've had so many of them in Batman movies, so this is just another one to add to that history, because and it's another Batman Joker interaction that is memorable. It's memorable now more probably because it was removed, but it's still a memorable scene.
It's a good scene. I still like the Riddler scene in Arkham more, just because
I agree. I do.
It's so relevant to the movie, especially the whole Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. Do you think? Now, just one more question about the scene, the deleted scene. Do you think this could have worked? Did you think that scene as written could have worked as a post credit? Because it's an ambiguous conversation.
Batman and Riddler, or
Batman and Joker?
No, because he's clearly asking him about the murders. Like, he's the serial killer's loose. He's obviously talking with the Riddler. Like, it doesn't work as a post credit because the movie's concluded.
Okay.
Right.
So, well, I'm thinking if they were trying to set something up afterwards.
Well, I think the scene that they had in there did that, though.
Yeah, you're right. No, the one that was kept. You're right, does that. But it's just something I was kicking around. I'm like, I wonder if that could have worked.
I just don't think it works. But you'd have to reshoot the scene so it's a little bit more generic. Like what the next case Batman's working on. Like, you know, like instead of it being this Riddler case, it's something else.
All right.
But then again, it's like you have to reshoot the whole scene entirely because, like, he mentions like the commissioner, the mayor. Like, it's like, you know, like you can tell it's mid-movie.
All right. So, guys, everyone out there who are fans, you have comments on the scene. You want to let us know? Tweet at us later. And we'll talk about it. We could talk about it because I think it's fascinating, the amount of conversation this is already kicking around.
Because we all love the Batman.
So it's just a fascinating thing to me.
# Eric Uxas.
Eric Uxas. All right.
# Eric Uxas.
All right. So let's go from the big screen to the small screen a little bit and talk about the renewals for the CW. Pete, I know the CW is near and dear to your heart.
I love it.
We had some renewals announced for some of our favorite shows.
Yeah, baby.
The CW, and specifically in the superhero world, we're talking about The Flash.
That's right, Eric. The Flash can't keep a good TV show down. 9 seasons.
And Superman and Lois.
The Flash, 9 seasons.
Okay, I said Superman and Lois.
Very good show. I can't wait to see season 3.
But a couple weren't announced yet. One is Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh, no.
And the other one, Pete,
no, Eric, please,
is Batwoman.
Oh, my heart.
My friend, what is going on there? Why haven't they renewed Batwoman yet?
I tried, Eric. I wrote the most amazing reviews I could about a show that did a lot of work. And no one listened to me.
No, that's it. Do you want to write the CW? Do you want to write them and start a campaign? Maybe a hashtag campaign can work.
Maybe if I have the time, but yeah, no,
maybe something. Of course,
but there have been rumors that like this might have been the kind of unofficial series finale. So we'll see what happens. You don't know what's going on. Like I know, Superman and Lois and The Flash obviously are like 2 of the bigger shows on the network. I know Batwoman, while I had a great 3rd season, I could see what people like Eric are still out there who just are stuck on season 1.
I was surprised that Legends didn't get renewed, and then even Naomi hasn't been announced yet.
Yeah, but remember, like people are worried about like, isn't the CW like up for sale? Like, isn't that like a thing too? Like,
well, yeah, it's part.
I know they're still going about business, but like I don't know. So
right, and of course we know that there's the possibility all these shows could move to HBO Max.
I don't know if Batwoman survives,
like Stargirl was. So,
Stargirl will, Superman and Lois will. I think the Flash will end. I don't think the Flash will be an HBO Max show. I think it'll stop at 9.
But we do know Gotham Knights is coming. We talked about it in the last show.
Yeah,
and that's mentioned exciting in this article too. So so we're getting
that's its own thing too. So that's what I'm saying. That might end up on HBO Max. I feel like Batwoman might end.
Right. But are you okay? Like if Batwoman doesn't continue, are you good with how it ended?
I'll be okay. Yeah. because they put up a good fight in season 3. But I'm more happy about the Flash than I am upset about Batwoman.
Okay. All right. So, guys, if you guys want Batwoman to come back, hashtag save Batwoman. Pete's going to be starting it after the show. We're going to have a whole new campaign.
Hashtag Pete saves Batwoman. Hashtag Eric Uxis.
We'll just continue, we'll try and get it saved because those things seem to work. So let's just continue and see what happens there. Moving right along.
Those things seem to work.
So as we know, James Gunn had a huge hit with Peacemaker on HBO Max, and recently he was talking about it, and they're asking him about where they're going with the future of the story, and it's an interview on Screen Rant. So he was asked about it, and was his answer. He goes, "I know what Peacemaker's emotional journey is. I know where he is now. I know where he ends up. I mean, we see where he ends up. In some ways, he ends up in a good place. He's been cleared by Adebayo. And then we see at least the beginnings of a friendship between him and Harcourt. But we also see that his father still looms. He's still part of his psyche and in his mind. And then he continues to go on and say, so yeah, I know where it goes emotionally. We're still figuring out the plot stuff. And also, frankly, I'm working on another DC thing and maybe another one." Mm-hmm. So we got a couple of things that we're balancing with the stories. So the last line where he says we got a couple of things that are balancing with the stories make me think it's connected to the Suicide Squad universe.
It might be a spinoff. Who knows?
Right.
Everyone immediately goes to Harley.
Right.
That'd be cool. Some sort of Harley Quinn spinoff under James Gunn. Whatever character. I'm sure. Like, Gunn has just earned my respect to the point. Like, okay, sure. Like, okay, I'll be there. Like, when you get the trailer, I'll watch it. Like, it's kind of like that's where I'm at with him. Just especially, after 2 Guardians movies, after Suicide Squad, and now Peacemaker. It's like, yep. You let me know when you're ready for me to watch. That's all I really need at this point. Just a date. So I'm excited. I can't wait. I have no idea. Is there a character you would want? I'd love for him to make a crazy story about bringing back Captain Boomerang. I think that would be fantastic. I don't care. It could be anything. If he wants to do one on Weasel, where he
I would love a TDK show. I just think that would be fantastic.
Yeah, he doesn't die in the movie.
He's such an original weird character to me that I would just love to see what he did. And obviously Gunn's mind goes to places that none of us really figure in a lot of time. Like, he's very hard to pin down as being a certain kind of director.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm happy that he's working on a couple more things. I'm happy that Warner Brothers and DC are confident in him to continue. And you're right. Whatever he does going forward, whether it be something Suicide Squad related or something completely new in DC, I am totally here for. And
I'd love a King Shark show.
Right, that would be great too, with Stallone doing the voice.
Yeah, I got the 2 of them right here. Like, I love. There you go.
Guys. So that would be a fantastic move. So it's just cool. It was just good to hear that, because we had heard obviously things, and we've even talked about other things on the show possibly happening. But the fact that he's actually saying it now means that these things are really coming. So
yeah,
look out for whatever. Guys, when we hear it, we'll bring it to you. We'll announce it. We'll get the information to you right away.
We'll announce it. We'll be the first ever.
We'll announce it. Yes,
we're gonna get the breaking news.
I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna work on getting the first announcement.
We're gonna announce. Yeah, we're gonna announce it.
We're going to. Don't mock me, Pete. We're gonna announce it.
Warner Brothers has got to wait till Saturday when we record. We record on Saturdays.
Okay, so sticking in the Suicide Squad area, obviously I think it was Fandom, we got the first footage of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League video game. Mm-hmm. And just like a lot of things nowadays, things have been getting pushed back, and this was again pushed back. So it's being pushed back to spring of next year. So about a year from now, we should be getting this game.
God damn you, Warner Brothers.
Yeah. The quote was from Rocksteady, "We've made the difficult decision to delay Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League to spring 2023. I know a delay is frustrating, but that time is going into making the best game we can. I look forward to bringing the chaos to Metropolis together. Thanks for your patience." So
I want it now.
We know Gotham Knights is coming, so I think that'll be a good holdover.
No, Eric, it's got to be here now. I want to play with it now. I need it now, Eric.
I don't know what you're talking about. If we're still talking about the video game,
Eric. Oh my god,
that sounded very different.
Trollsman.
So I don't know if he's talking about, guys. I'm hoping he's talking about the video game.
The video game, Eric.
But no. It's again. It's just kind of. It's kind of like the what?
I'll play Injustice as I wait.
It's kind of like but it's just kind of the world we're in now, right? Like things just get pushed back. The pandemic has changed a lot of things. Has taken staff. Obviously, staffing at these places isn't what it normally is, and I think it's just production of certain things for video games has lacked. Obviously, we know with the consoles because of the computer chips that are in both the Xbox and the PlayStation, the new consoles have been harder to get because they're not
Xbox yet?
Produced. I have not. No,
I haven't either.
So
I've been buying Spin Master toys for the Batman, though.
Yes, guys, you should see Pete's collection of Batman toys from the Batman. I'm sure he will eventually will do.
Too. It's like 1995 all over.
Are you going to do? Let's ask now. Are you going to do a review of all of them for BOF, or you're going to have?
No, definitely not the Spin Master stuff because they're so nicely packaged.
Okay.
And I don't really have anywhere to display them at the moment, so I'm just going to leave them in the package. But it's nice to have them because I got the big sets. I got the Batcave. I got Gordon and Batman with a car. I got the Batmobile. I got the Selena Chase. So like I got all the major pieces.
And guys, there's a disappointing news about these toys, though. We don't have an Alfred, which is kind of upsetting.
Well, it's interesting. We don't have an Alfred with the Spin Master toys. We don't have a Riddler with the Spin Master toys either.
So that's upsetting too, then.
Yeah, but at McFarlane we have a Riddler, but we don't have an Alfred or a Gordon. Which would bump. I love to have an Alfred or Gordon, but whatever. Like I'm not.
So let's hashtag Todd too. Give us an Alfred. What do you say that?
He's been getting enough hashtags with people getting upside down torso Batmans.
As you see, guys, I'm in a very hashtaggy mood today. So let's continue with this hashtag Todd and let's get.
I'm not going to bother Todd.
Give me Alfred. Hashtag give me Alfred. There we go. We'll just send.
He doesn't like making guys who just wear suits. But he made a penguin figure, so.
But the cufflinks, come on, the cufflinks.
See, there you go. I'm glad you actually paid attention to the movie.
we need Alfred. And it's weird because he's kind of the character of the movie we don't get enough time with, right? Like there's kind of a lack of time we spend with Alfred. But
well, we got so much time with Batman. It's hard for
me. Right, we got so much time with Batman. So, all right. So speaking of Gotham Knights, I brought it up about the video game. As we know, and I brought up before about the CW show, we're also getting a CW show for Gotham Knights, and we've just gotten our Harvey Dent cast. Misha Collins, who used to be on Supernatural, another CW title, he will be playing Harvey Dent. Mm-hmm. So, good casting. It's nice that
Do you know anything about this guy? I know nothing about this guy.
Yeah, I've seen him. I used to watch Supernatural from time to time.
You'll watch that, but you won't watch Batwoman.
Well, Supernatural was a good show. But again, it's not something that I continued. I watched a few seasons, then I stopped. Mm-hmm. These shows just seem to do that to me. I don't know why, but that happens. So, but he's been on 24. Like, he's a face I know. He's been on other shows before. So, it's cool we're getting Harvey Dent. Now this is our 1, 2, 3. That's our fifth.
Yeah, he was
fifth live action. Yeah.
So it's interesting, because we are in a world where Bruce Wayne was an older gentleman at the time of his death. So it's nice to know that apparently it's Harvey Dent and not Two-Face. So maybe he never becomes Two-Face. Mm-hmm. That's a possibility. Maybe we'll see him become Two-Face in the show. Don't know, but interesting to find out. And we'll see. Just really, just exciting. The last time we saw Harvey Dent on TV was in Gotham, and he was kind of a throwaway. He was there for a minute. He was there for a minute and gone.
You're 100% correct. They built him up like he was going to be a bigger part of the story, and then
did they even build him up? I don't even remember building him up.
Yeah, the end. I think it was season 2. I remember the end. They had him on a few episodes, and he was kind of getting
season 1, but it's just all horrible anyway.
And then that was kind of it. So
God, what a horrible show!
I know. It would have been cool. I think that would have been a cool storyline for them to develop, but Zay Chun, Pete's boy, just didn't figure he wanted to write anymore about Harvey, so we never got more Harvey. on
boy.
He is your boy, man. Come on.
He's not my boy. I don't
love
know
that
Zay
dude.
Chun. I'm not a big fan of his writing of Gotham.
Right. Of course, I'm trolling Pete, guys. You guys know that.
Trollsman.
I'm trolling him right now. But it's look forward for this show, guys. I'm really looking. This is one
show I'm looking forward to because it's so interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be the fact that we're getting a game and a TV show.
Will you review this for BOF? I would love for you to review this for BOF.
I'm not reviewing it.
Come on, review the show.
I'm not committing to reviewing anything right now. Let's just do that. So that's where I'm at right now with the Gotham Knights. When does it?
I'll get you to review it. And don't forget, you've also said you're going to review Peacemaker Season 2 for BOF.
Oh, Jesus.
You love these shows.
I do love the shows.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you would just see reviews. People want to hear the Holzman thoughts.
One show that is coming in the Marvel Universe that I'm very much looking forward to, the more I read about.
And this one you want to review.
Is Moon Knight.
Ooh, with Oscar Isaac.
Ethan Hawke.
Which is interesting. Doesn't Ethan Hawke talk a lot of trash on comic book movies?
Well, that's the thing. And recently there was they did an interview with Collider. Guys, obviously the links to it are on our pages, wherever we have information, so you guys can check it out there. But they were talking to him about it, and he said that he wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for Grant Curtis, who's the executive producer, who talked him into it, and Oscar Isaac, both of them. And the crazy thing about it was he signed on to do it without even reading the script.
I feel like everyone does that nowadays, though. Like, I feel like every time I hear about somebody taking a role, they're like, well, they did this without reading the script. I'm like, oh, okay.
But it's crazy. Like you said, he has had opinions about superhero movies in the past, and then he takes a part in a superhero show without even reading a script. Like, it's a weird little
that's Hollywood, baby.
Juxtaposition there if you're reading into it.
That's Hollywood, baby.
Well, so what did you think? The interview is pretty cool. They talked to both Oscar Isaac, Ethan Hawke, Curtis, and the director, Mohammed Diab, I think his name is.
I thought it was really interesting. I found a lot of things they said very kind of like fascinating, especially one where like Isaac was like, well, we were like, he's not from New York, because they're like, well, we have so many characters in New York, so we need to blanch some ass, so let's put him in London somewhere. And then Isaac, was like, I kind of studied how that, like, it was like Jewish humor and stuff like that. And I was like, oh wow, okay, that's interesting. So I was like, there might be a little Larry David. He's like, it's very dry. There's very, I was like, okay, so like I'm thinking Larry David Seinfeld type humor in the show, but it also like and they've been making a point of this in all their interviews to talk about the mental health aspect.
Yes. And
I thought it was interesting. I don't know really anything about Moon Knight, so like apparently like he shares a body. It's like, oh wow, that's really interesting. So just little things like that, and how they want to portray Egypt in a different way, and all that jazz. And you're just like, okay, they're really, this is cool. Like, this is kind of like a passion project for these guys almost. But,
yeah, it feels like
it's fascinating. Ethan Hawke was like, eat crow.
Well, I thought one of the things was cool that obviously Stephen Grant and Mark Spector, they share the body, right? So they were talking about their scenes where they have conversations, and Oscar Isaac's brother actually played the other guy when he was speaking. Okay. So like they played off each other. I thought that was a cool little tidbit they threw in there. They talked about the accent, how he developed the accent for Stephen. Yeah. And like you said, he just listened to a lot of different types of humor and a lot of different, he brought up like, what if Peter Sellers was approached with the Marvel project? And like, that was a cool little thing. There's definitely, what you get from this interview is they definitely took a lot of time and crafted this thing with a lot of care. And it's going to be interesting to see how it comes out.
I'm really looking forward to this. Like, I wasn't, what was it after, what was after Falcon and Winter Soldier? What was that show? Loki? Was Loki the one that came right after it? So yeah, like so then Loki and then Hawkeye. So like they're like I feel like the Disney Plus shows are like 50%. Like there's 2 I really like and there's 2 I don't, Okay. So, but I'm really hyped for this one, and actually Ms. Marvel too. I that trailer really kind of got me.
Right. So let's go into that because the trailer was released. Pete, you being the Jersey guy, go ahead, tell us what you think.
Well, I thought it was great. In Jersey City, I mean, it's all over the place right now between St. Peter's and Ms. Marvel. So I thought it was cool, just like the whole message of just like, and everyone remembers what it was like in high school trying to figure out your life before you even knew what the hell you were going to do. But it's just everything. I thought like, just in terms of like being a fan, it's like people always tell you like, oh, your head's in the clouds while you're reading that shit, all that stuff. And it's like, it's almost like a love letter kind of being a fangirl or fanboy. And I thought that really kind of resonated with me. And I was like, oh, this is like sweet and adorable. I was like, oh man, like, yeah, like, like who as a fan of superheroes doesn't wish they could be a superhero? It's like we all had that thought. So like that whole like then making a show out of it, and I was like, okay, like I'm down to see this. Like it was really cool.
That's how I felt. Like I remember when I watched it, and I think I even said to you, I'm like, wow, this is really an adorable trailer. Like it's so it's got a lot of heart. It's very truthful to what I know of the character, which isn't a lot. It's really pretty much from the video game what I know about Ms. Marvel. So that's where I learned about her, and it's very true to it. The girl who I can't think of her name. I'm sorry. But the lead actress in it is fantastic. You can already tell like she's pretty much nailed what you would think a kid that age would be if they found their superpowers. Like it's very, very cool. So yeah, I'm totally looking forward to it. I wasn't really sure I was going to be. So if we always say like the purpose of a trailer is to draw you in enough that you want to give it a chance.
This is a show, right? It's not a movie.
Yeah, it's a show.
Okay, because I'm definitely getting like Stargirl vibes.
So yeah, that's a very good comparison. It's definitely very much like Stargirl, which I enjoy.
Yeah, the show. Amazing.
So what?
So that show's amazing too. It's like I told you to watch Stargirl. Don't tell me.
Did. You did. That's one show.
Who watched Stargirl? Won't watch Batwoman.
Dude, I watched Batwoman first. I watched it before you.
And now there's a different Batwoman though. They changed the lead.
I watched the first episode with her. I watched the first episode with her. And it was better.
Watch season 3. Just watch.
I just don't have. I'm sorry.
Yes, you're not doing anything. You're sitting there watching Jets highlights tapes. Like you're gonna.
I'm not.
Like you're gonna make a difference.
I'm not watching Jets highlights tapes. What I'm watching is I'm watching the draft picks. I'm watching video and tape of draft picks, so I can inform them of where they should go in the draft.
All right, man, genius over here.
That's my other feat that no one knows about yet. I actually feed people NFL draft information. Yeah. So, just so you, and then a little tidbit inside.
You more Tannenbaum or Idzik?
If I had to choose, I'm definitely picking Tannenbaum. He was better. He's a much better GM.
Idzik? You want Idzik?
No, I'll pass on Idzik. I'm good with that one.
Glory days of Jet football under the eyes of Mr. Idzik.
Oh Jesus, that was where the beginning. That was the beginning of the end.
Who was the head coach under Idzik? Was it still Mangini or was it Ryan?
No. It was Ryan for the first year.
Ryan had a year? Okay.
Yeah, and then after that is when they hired...
Bowles?
Yes, Todd Bowles. Yes.
That was rough. Todd Bowles was rough.
Well, no, he had his first season was very good.
What did you go, 10-6, right?
He went 10-6.
And then he went like 9-7 the rest of the way.
And then he just...
7-9 maybe.
Just wasn't good. Well... They had a chance to make the playoffs, and if they beat Buffalo in that last game, and Ryan
Todd Bowles and Tom Brady won the Super Bowl together.
They did. As a coordinator, he's very good. So
that must have hurt. Todd Bowles and Tom Brady won a Super Bowl.
Didn't hurt.
It did.
By that point, he had been gone for a long enough time.
It's still Todd Bowles.
I didn't care. So, all right. So we talked a little about Moon Knight. When we're getting a project, apparently, from Moon Knight, to developing the Nova project with one of the guys who's writing for Moon Knight, Sabir Pirzada, I believe his name. So
I was like,
my fault. Apologies.
It's so good for a chuckle. The guy.
So
the guy.
So if you guys don't know about Nova, it's like an intergalactic police force. It debuted in 1976.
Sounds like Green Lanterns.
Yeah, does. And they do have some battles with the Skrulls, so they're thinking there might be some kind of...
They were in Guardians.
Them, and then...
Right?
I don't remember.
They were in Guardians too, weren't they? I believe they were.
Well, I hate that movie, so I don't remember it. So if they were, I don't remember. So...
Yeah, I don't know too much about them, but I'm interested to learn. So it's like one of those things, like you make the TV show, I'll watch it and give it a chance. I'm not like Eric. I'm not watching non-superhero related TV. That's all I watch. I'm committed to the genre.
What are you talking about?
Because you don't want to watch Batwoman.
I don't want to watch one.
You don't watch The Flash.
But I did. I've watched all of these shows.
No, you've watched 9 seasons of The Flash. You've been there every year.
Because
through the
Flash
bad episodes, through the fluff.
Because the Flash became the trash.
Have you been there for the Flash? He's been there for you.
It's the trash now. It's a terrible show.
Oh my God, you're worse than Zaddy's calling it the Flush.
I didn't even know they called it that.
You didn't? Oh man, yeah, that's a Zaddy thing. They're like, oh man, the Flush is going to tank. I'm like, oh.
Well, that's the movie, not the show.
Yeah. Well, that's all they complain about. The real Flash.
Oh, Jesus. But yeah, so...
Not the Flush.
But Marvel's shows are better quality because they're on a Disney Plus. They have more money. So I think that's that's
Supergirl's another one.
Oh, Supergirl was horrible, man.
Oh, my
Stop.
God. Stop. 5 and 6 were up and down, but still. They were, I'll be honest. I still watched every episode.
Dude, the one CW show I did that with was Arrow, because a couple of the seasons were rough, but I stuck it out and I watched every season of that show.
Arrow and Legends are the only ones I actually haven't watched. I think Arrow's so slow. I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, it's good though.
I'm watching
so
Dune.
Good. Especially the first 2 seasons are so
really?
So good. Yeah.
My buddy
very, very good.
Loves Arrow, so I've got to get on it.
That's one I would definitely say watch, and you should, because all of these shows came from
Arrow. I know. So. I never said I'm not like you. I'm never like I'm never watching that. I only watch thespian television.
But I have watched these shows. You make it like I haven't watched them.
Yeah.
I have.
Did you watch season 3 of Batwoman? You haven't watched that show.
All right, we're clearly not moving past season 3 of Batwoman.
I have a grudge.
You keep bringing it up. So we're not moving past. So
we'll never move past.
I will. You know what I'll do? I'll watch the first episode of season 3.
Watch Batwoman.
If I like the first episode, I'll watch the second one, and I'll continue until the first crappy episode. Then I'll be like, I'm done, because that's what I've done with every season of this show.
You're not committed.
So,
but you'll watch the Jets lose.
You should be committed for watching.
I am committed. I'm a committed fan of DC TV.
Oh boy. Okay. Moving right along.
I don't even know what the topic was.
Well, we were talking about the Nova Corps show.
I'm excited to watch it. So yeah.
But we're moving forward, and we'll stay in Marvel, because there's a little bit of a I won't say a rumor, but I guess discussion about what their next big thing is going to be, right? Like, some people thought it'd be Secret Invasion, but they're doing a show, Secret Invasion. So
I know, right?
It's probably not going to be that. But now everyone's kicking around the idea, because we have Doctor Strange and we have Wanda, and then we have Moon Knight coming.
And we have Far From Homecoming, whatever that one was called. No
and then Home. Blade was teased at the end of Eternals. So people are kind of trying to piece all this stuff together, and apparently their speculation might be getting Ghost Rider. Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead apparently is the guy.
Oh, really? That'd be interesting.
Is supposed to be playing him in this version. So people are putting all these things together, and they're thinking that maybe they'll do the Midnight Sun story, which includes all these characters. So one of the reasons why people believe that is because Kevin Feige wants to have multiple Thanos-level threats in the MCU, because now the MCU is obviously in film. It's on Disney Plus. So you have a lot of different ways you can go.
Whoa. Where's my Galactus, bro? Where's Galactus?
Yeah, that's another one.
That's it. If you want to do Thanos-level threats, there is one option: Galactus. Where is he?
They want to do multiple.
Well, that's the next one. Like,
Galactus might be as one of the multiple threats.
Better be my Galactus.
But these are all the. Galactus. This is all the scuttlebutt.
Galactus I haven't used that word yet. The new Ooxus. Galactus. I like saying that. Galactus. Ooxus. Galactus. Ooxus.
All right.
Ooxlactus. Ooxlactus.
Okay. Back and front focus. Let's go. Focus. Ooxus. So we are getting. We might be getting this, and I don't know much about this Midnight Sun story arc.
I don't know much about it either, but if they're going to lean towards this more cosmic magician, magic, dark force thing, like, okay, cool. Like, I'm all for it. Like, I'd love a new Ghost Rider movie. I think it'd be great. But again, like, I always felt like that's something that's a little darker than Disney wants to tell. So, you're kind of limited with what you want to do there. Because I don't know if Disney wants to mess around with black magic, literally. Like if it was Warner Brothers, I think they'd be like, all right, cool, we can do this. But Disney, they like their G ratings, and
well, we're gonna
not gonna push PG-13 too often.
We're gonna get some of that stuff, obviously, in Multiverse of Madness.
We'll see. I mean, we don't know,
and we got some of it in WandaVision.
Yeah.
So we'll see where they go with this going forward. But I like this direction. I think it's very different for them, and like you said, it'd be a challenge for them since they have this brand that people know about. If they push the envelope a little bit,
they've been doing a lot of stuff with this like magical, mystical realm. So
yep,
it makes sense to me. Whether they do it or not, I don't know. But I'm down to see Galactus.
Oh Jesus! All right. So now we're getting into the portion of the show that is Eric stuff. So we'll get there in a minute because there's something that we need to talk about that's all of us stuff.
Oh, let me just get my lotion here. Let me get my crap.
So can I get a round of applause, everybody? Let's go. Clap it up. Clap it up. I'm excited to announce that Manscaped has launched their Ultra Premium Collection. Believe it or not, it's for your not-so-private parts. I'm talking about a leveled-up hygiene routine with your favorite manly scent. This is an all-in-one skin and hair care kit for the everyday man and covers you from head to toe. Manscaped is trusted below the waist. Now trust them with the rest. Join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with, of course, our code Gotham. So, Pete, I know I had some of these products before, but I know you just got them. So tell everyone about the body wash.
I love the body wash, man. That scent is very strong. Like I walk out of the shower and it feels like I just walked out of like a cigar bar that only serves like liquor. Right, like I just feel like I was just like, oh wow, I feel so like just masculine. I love that scent. It's very gentlemanly, like very just like kind of like establishment. I like that, and also, dude, the lip balm is great because it's like walking around with peppermint patties on my lips. It smells good. My lips are hydrated as hell, so. I've definitely been enjoying the body wash and the lip balm. Actually, the lip balm was surprising. I was like, oh cool, like, this is awesome.
Right. So Pete mentions those two products. You have the body wash. We have the lip balm. There's also, as I said, a 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, which has the same scent. There is a body moisturizer. So it's kind of like body spray that you guys spray on all over your body. There is a deodorant. Again, all
just
this
putting
stuff
it on right now too, because I just love the way that thing smells.
Yeah, man. All the scent is just fantastic. Like that's the best thing about all the Manscaped products, and it's all the same, so you don't have to worry about competing scents. Like it's all the same smell, so you can
just
use
walk
all
out
the
smelling
products.
like bourbon.
Yeah, man, it really does. It does have that very masculine scent that I think most guys love. So, and even more important, your significant others love.
That's
which is why you wear. So yeah.
Avengers here, he doesn't bite.
So I've been able to, I've had some of these products a little earlier and I've been using them for a while now, and it's just really, really a fantastic line. And as you guys know, you can get 20% off plus free shipping with the code Gotham at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code Gotham at manscaped.com.
Oh, and don't forget my favorite, the crop preserver. That's magic.
Well, yes, that's true. The original stuff is still there for you guys. And again, our code covers all of it. So you can go there, 20% off whatever you buy. And the power of attraction is now in a bottle, thanks to Manscaped. So guys, go and check it out. Got some stuff, and then let us know when you buy it and tell us about it. I'd love to
Tell me about your balls. Tell me about your balls.
This is the one place I'll allow that conversation. So yes,
talk about your balls with me.
Tell us about your balls and
do they feel clean?
How they feel
nourished?
Especially if you have the lawnmower.
You know one wants a dry sack. Come on.
Oh, we're talking about sacks again. 2 weeks in a row.
2
weeks in a row discussing the sack.
Hey.
All right, so let's take another step. Again, I said we're going to talk about Eric stuff. And the first thing I want to talk about, I'm super excited about because it's something
Jedi.
No, it's something I've been waiting for a long time.
Okay.
And we are getting a live action Voltron movie.
Oh yeah, that's exciting.
I have been a Voltron fan since I am 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions, not the cars, just in case anyone's wondering.
They made Cars ones?
There was a vehicle version of Voltron.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm Lions. I'm a Lions fan. Not football
from
team,
Detroit.
Voltron.
See, you could be a Lions fan. They're just as miserable.
So Rawson Marshall Thurber, who wrote and I think directed Red Notice, which is the film on Netflix, which has The Rock and Ryan Reynolds, I believe, and
Gal, right?
Gal Gadot, yeah, they're all in it. So he is going to be penning it, directing it, and there's now a bidding war for who's exactly going to get to show it. And it's weird because Netflix has done the cartoon version, the Legendary Defender show that it was on, but they're not in the running. So it's an open bidding war for all the major studios. So you have Warner Brothers, you have Sony, all the major studios out there who are competing to Universal. All of them are out there competing to get this property, which is kind of cool. But I remember hearing about this in the past, about something like this being developed, and it just fell through. So I'm hoping that we finally do get it, because this is something that I've just been waiting for. I remember when I was waiting for Transformers to have a movie, a live action, then we got the first Michael Bay one, and I was super happy about that. And now we're getting the other, which is Voltron. So, Pete, I don't know if you watched Voltron ever, or if you were ever interested, but would you go see this movie?
Yeah, totally. I would totally. This is like right in my wheelhouse. I definitely remember being more into Power Rangers than Voltron. I kind of viewed them as like the same thing, but I remember watching some Voltron. I wouldn't say I'm like a diehard fan, but I definitely think it's cool. It's definitely, I'll tell you, compared to the other stuff you watch, like Star Wars, Voltron's way cooler than Star Wars.
Oh, we're getting there. Don't worry, we're getting there.
So among the Eric stuff, Voltron's that like I was like, oh, okay, this doesn't suck. No, I'm definitely interested. I can't wait to see what they do, and I love like Zords and robots and stuff like that, mechs. So like you get a giant robot in a movie, I'm there.
Yeah, obviously this is another one of the Japanese inspired science fiction shows that came from the 80s. Like this was one of the bigger ones. So there was called Beast King Go Lion.
What was it called? What?
That's what Beast King Go Lion was the name of it.
Okay.
In Japanese. I like Voltron a lot better.
Yeah.
So I think it's a better name. But yeah, I'm super, super excited that when I heard this news, I was very, very, very happy to hear it. So we're getting it. Hopefully it does come to fruition and we finally get this. I'm going to be interested to see how they do it, though, because obviously live action with this kind of a thing, are they going to use practical effects? How are they going to make the lions and the robot? So I hope.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. So I'm hoping whatever happens and how this goes forward. But I do like that Thurber's doing it because he is a child of the 80s and he likes all of this stuff like I do. So I know that it's in good hands. So
I'm excited. I'm down. I would love to buy some sort of Voltron robot toy. That'd be cool.
Yeah. To go with all your Batman stuff that you have now.
Yeah, it totally sticks out like a sore thumb. But like, I don't know if it's cool. If it's cool enough.
So. Guys, look out for that. If we have more Voltron fans out there, definitely hit me up because I'd love to talk about it.
Eric's gonna start a Voltron podcast soon.
So no, not that. Not gonna
He-Man, Straight Outta Gotham, Nick Full Tears, and now Voltron and Eric.
Oh boy! All right, so more me stuff because
it's all about you.
It's been a me stuff kind of week. So let's just keep going. So as we know, the Obi-Wan Kenobi show is coming out shortly in May, and Darth Vader is returning. So
is it Darth Vader? Who's under that mask?
Recently, Entertainment Weekly caught up with Deborah Chow, who's directing it, and they were asking her questions about why they brought Darth Vader back, and she's like, well, because they're kind of tied together, right? Like Obi-Wan and Anakin were tied together in the prequels, so it'd be hard to do a story without bringing him in. They talked about Hayden Christensen being back. And she was very high on the fact that they're both Canadian. Like, she was very proud that these two were Canadians were working on this project together. So I thought that was cool. And she talked about when he first showed up and how much taller he was than her. So,
all right.
This character,
you're pumped for this? You're excited? You know, how
I am super
Eric Stuff gauge meter, like, is it really high?
Yes, this would be a very, if we're doing a 1 to 10 scale, this would be a 9.5.
And are you a big Christensen fan? Or
I
no?
am not.
No, okay, that's
not.
right thing.
So I'm hoping that with the time we see him out of the Darth Vader suit is very limited. But you know, it's a new story, a new tale. Maybe with a better director and better material, he can do a better job. That's what I'm hoping. But it's going to be before he becomes the Darth Vader we obviously see in the first Star Wars film, which is Episode 4, New Hope.
Rogue One.
So, well, yeah, that too. So he isn't.
It's like the same time frame, right?
So he's kind of developing into that version of the character. So, Pete, are you going to watch Obi-Wan?
No, but not because I'm just not. There's just so many other things that are more me than, you know, like there's whatever's on the CW. I'm probably going to pay more attention to than Obi-Wan. Just to be brutally honest.
Nice. That's a terrible decision, but
nice. That's not true. I'll be watching like Gotham Knights or you know, season 9 of The Flash.
Dude, this comes out.
I'm just saying, like, whatever else is on, though, there'll be something. Or it's baseball season. I'll probably be watching the Yankees.
That's a good point. Baseball season is back, you know? So
it's hard for me to keep up with my shows now. I'm still Superman and Lois has been on hiatus, and I'm an episode behind.
Yeah,
you know, and Flash, I got to catch up.
I'm really, really looking forward to this show. So they're bringing. You're going to see.
Did you like Book of Boba Fett?
You know, I didn't.
I wasn't sure. I don't remember. Like, I keep track of your Star Wars stuff.
Well, I didn't like it overall. I liked the Mandalorian episodes.
It sounds like I had a much more fun time watching Batwoman than you did watching Boba Fett.
I would probably say you did.
Yep.
I would not even lie.
I made the right call there.
Someone who doesn't care as much about the Star Wars history and lore, you probably would have been like, "Oh, this is fine." But you know, if someone who actually cares,
I say that about Last Jedi. I was like, "Oh, that was an entertaining Star Wars movie." And like, Finn was like, "No, it's crazy." And Rick's like, "It's on an island. I like it. I'm going to die on this island hill." I'm like, okay.
Right. Oh yeah, that was another great one. It's on an island. Anyway,
it's on an island. Oh my god,
fantastic. Oh god. Yeah, guys, is Batman 66 the movie on an island? We'll just put it out there for everyone to answer us. Just let us know what you think. If it's on an island or not, because we've been told that that's what it is.
It's on an island.
So we just want to know how everyone else feels
on an island
about this.
What does that mean?
All right, so let's end the show with a really cool story, or a really cool bit of casting that we got. Christina Ricci, as we know, played Wednesday Addams in the movies, the Addams Family movies that were popular in the 90s. And now she's returning to the show that they're doing, the Wednesday series that they're building on Netflix, but she's not playing Wednesday. We don't know who she's playing yet. It's a mystery role, which I feel like we say every time we talk about being cast in something. But yeah, we don't know. So this is a Tim Burton vehicle. Jenna Ortega, who was in Scream, she is playing Wednesday Addams. So we're gonna have that little connection there. So that should be fun. But Pete, do you think maybe she could be playing, I don't know. We know she's not playing Morticia because...
No, that's Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Catherine Zeta-Jones,
so
yeah.
There's the fact that she's in this. I think Ortega's going to crush her, by the way.
So
I'm pumped. I'm just excited that this is actually being made under Tim Burton, and there's a lot of... I forget who's playing Gomez Addams, but he was
Luis Guzman.
Oh, yes, Luis Guzman. Yes. So again, like I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like I can totally see Luis Guzman doing this.
Yes.
You know, like, and then I was like, this cast just is great. So like, I'm like, yeah, I'm glad that Christina Ricci is involved in some capacity. Her Addams Family movies are near and dear to my heart. I love Wednesday Addams. I love the Addams Family. Like, it's definitely like a show, a movie, like whatever, like, you know, it's like whatever that it's an IP that is just, you know, it's like most people, it's just near and dear to your heart, right? Like I can't imagine anyone who doesn't like the Addams Family. So
true.
You know, I know they recently made an animated movie. I haven't seen that, but I will at some point. I dig it. I'm down for this. Cool. And like I said, Tim Burton being involved, like I hope he's really involved and it's not just a check. Like I hope he's actually got like a passion for this, you know, like same as like Rob Zombie's The Munsters. Like don't ruin like my cool old creepy TV shows. Like please don't do that. Yeah, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm gonna check this out.
This is more than Obi-Wan, definitely.
Not for me, but I'm going to check this out.
This is more than Obi-Wan.
And it's described as a sleuthing, supernaturally infused mystery charting Wednesday Addams' years as a student at Nevermore Academy. Wednesday attempts to master her emerging psychic ability, thwart a monstrous killing spree that has terrorized the local town, and solve the supernatural mystery that embroiled her parents 25 years ago, all while navigating her new and very tangled relationships at Nevermore.
All right, bring it on. Let's see what you got Wednesday.
It does have a pretty cool synopsis for a story, and again, I like Tim Burton, so I'll.
Have we heard anything on Lurch? Has Lurch been cast? Like, have we?
No.
Uncle Fester, his cousin It. Like, is anything on that? Okay.
Nope. Just Morticia, and obviously Wednesday and Gomez.
All right,
those are the three we've heard about. With Thora Birch,
good for Mr. Gomez. He gets to kiss Catherine Zeta-Jones. Like that's a great gig.
Yes. Thora Birch was attached, but apparently she's not involved anymore. So,
all right, I'm down.
Yep. So, guys, for all of our Addams Family's friends out there, this is coming. It's coming soon. So look out for it. And we're getting Christina Ricci back. So
yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited.
We just don't know what she's doing.
I may go watch Addams Family right now. To be honest, that's kind of like, oh, dude, I should go do that. I haven't watched a movie in a long time.
You haven't watched it yet?
Yeah, I remember Christina Ricci was huge when I was a kid. You know,
it is a fun film. The first one, at least, is a very fun film. So
the second one, even, you know, but the first one definitely.
And Angelica Houston's so good, and so is Raul Julia. They're so good.
Oh God, wonderful, just wonderful.
So sad that he passed.
But you know, at least you have this movie to remember him by. Yeah,
it was very, very, very good. So yeah, that's not a bad idea. Maybe watch the Addams Family movie. Haven't done that in a bit.
It's fun. Like, you'll have a good time.
All right, so that brings us to the end of the show.
Ooksas!
So before you ooks us up, tell everyone where they can find you, what you got going on, about your toys, whatever you want to talk about.
Man, if you want to see pictures of toys and hear me scream ooksas on social media, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Zack Snyder's favorite platform, Vero, at Pete Illustrated. You can follow podcast number 1. That's the podcast you're listening to right now, Straight Outta Gotham, at straight_O_G on both Instagram and Twitter. Check out our Facebook group and our Facebook fan page. There's a lot of good interaction there, and you know, everything we talk about the show gets posted there first. Check out at Team Yellow Oval. It's a little thing that I do. It's fun online as we celebrate the Oval's return in print, and eventually in Andy Muschietti's The Flash movie, whenever that comes out. Those darn WB delays. Check out my reviews of comic books and TV shows such as Batwoman on Batman on Film proper. Check out my toy reviews and interviews on Batman on Film YouTube. I think that covers it. I want to have fun and enjoy Twitter, and I'm telling you, it feels like 1995 out here because I'm enjoying this Batman movie, and there's action figures galore, and I've got vehicles and I mean, damn, like this is great. It does. There's a very like these two movies could not be totally different, but there's a Batman Forever vibe to the Batman right now, and I'm very, very happy right now. So.
Yeah, it's been a great month. It's crazy that we haven't even left March yet, and all the great feeling and stuff that has been around this movie. It's been fantastic. And yeah, guys, if Pete ever does a video of showing you all the toys he got, you guys will be impressed because there's a lot of Batman toys.
I dropped some serious coin. It's like I haven't dropped, but I mean I dropped some serious coin on BVS too. But like it's different when you're buying stuff for a movie that's like well received.
Yeah,
you know,
you feel better about it.
It's different.
All right, guys. So for me, you can check me out on Twitter at finally33, spell finale33. Same on Instagram. Check me out over there. You can also find some of my material on Batman on Film. I have interviews with Megan Tandy and Rachel Scarsden and Jerry O'Connell. Batwoman? Yeah, they're from Batwoman. Jerry O'Connell's not, but the other two are. And Rebecca Romaine. So go check those out on BOF. I review Titans on the site. So if you want to check out my reviews for the first couple seasons of Titans, you can go check that out there. And I've written a couple other pieces that have been out there, so you guys want to check them out, just search for my name and they will pop up and you can read them over there. Look out for my Nick fan followers. It's coming. I promise you the podcast is coming. All nicked up. It'll be coming up soon. And you can help us commiserate. But there's been some positive stuff to talk about with RJ Barrett's emergence and stuff like that. So we'll get into all of that on the podcast.
Spin it however you want it.
We have a great time. And have a little bit of fun with the tears. We'll mix in some smiles. We'll have some happy tears as well. I guess that's the best way I can say it. Look out for us too. We definitely want to start doing live stream stuff again. Pete, we
gotta do that again. We gotta get back on the saddle, Eric. Get back in action.
Yeah, we have to. I wanted to do a little SOG tonight the other night when the Joker scene popped, but Pete was busy. So
I said, go on. I said,
did.
Call Nico and Zeddy and go live right now. And Eric said, I'm tired. I'm sleeping.
No, I had a chance to go see the Lost City movie.
How was that?
It's a rom-com.
Sandra Bullock is just beautiful. Wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, it's what you would expect from that kind of a film. I'll just say that. So definitely go check it out.
But I judge it differently. It's on an island.
Oh boy, we're back on an island.
Back on the island, the old shoe island.
So,
all
right, folks. So once again, thank you for listening. And for Pete Vera, I am Eric Holzman. You are listening to Straight Outta Gotham, and we will see you next time.
Booyah! Oopsies.